Huge thanks to me, myself, and I for sponsoring this video. If you want some awesome Gingium merch, check out eminventory.com. It's time to get launch control on the Volvo. Do you want to be in charge of filming or grounding?
Grounding.
All right, that means you're the filmer guy.
Fine.
All you gotta do is hold it. All right, so Billy, well, this is the little cable. So when I ask you, you just gotta touch it to this, all right?
Simple enough.
All right, there you go.
Okay.
Hell fucking yeah, dude.
That's about the two-step.
Hell
So
yeah.
I'll use that same wire and add it to the boost controller, so it will actually be trying to build boost while it's on that. And then I'll just release and it's gonna be sick.
That's gonna be so dope.
All right, we're about to find out if the button works. It's not nearly finished, but everything's plugged in at least. Oh yeah, look at that, lights up when you push it. Okay, now let's see if it actually... Oh yeah, that's so cool.
Does it light up when you press it too?
Yeah. All right, so the button's working. Now I'm gonna connect that button to the launch pin as well. I just wired it up. It runs kind of lean when it runs really lean when I do the two-step.
It runs lean when you do it?
Yeah,
That's because it's probably well, no, that should be an ignition cut.
It should be.
It's a spark cut.
Through the Holly?
It's a spark cut and it's
So
the
you
Holly.
should be running rich as fuck.
Yeah.
Right, and I feel like it should be popping and trying to. It's on spark cut right now.
Instead, it should be rich.
Yeah, it's
Right.
rich as hell.
It shouldn't be leaning it out.
It's not for some reason.
It might be part of the Holly system. It might lean it out when you push the button.
I don't know. I don't have the balls to actually do full throttle because it's running lean. I don't know if it's supposed to be running lean.
Yeah, you're supposed to go full throttle.
Yeah, you
When
are.
you have that, when you push that button, you're supposed to be at the floor.
So do you think maybe that's why it's running lean?
We'll try it.
Keep an eye on it. And just,
All right, let's go. No, it's still leaning.
Still leaning out?
Yeah. As a recap, the issue I'm having is that when we're on the two-step, the car goes really lean. The ECU won't self-learn while it's on the two-step. It's not gonna fix itself. I can't find any settings in the tune to switch it. It's currently on spark cut only, so it should be pumping fuel in there and popping and, you know, being pretty rich and loud and poppy, but it's not. So I'm gonna try a few different things. I saw that there is a launch retard setting to retard the timing while you're on the two-step, so maybe that has something to do with it. I'm gonna try doing different limiter settings. So I'll try to do a fuel cut only, because maybe it means like it only keeps the fuel, I don't know. Nice thing is that I can do a lot of the stuff in here. No. No, it's totally lean. Yeah, that's the best setting. I'm gonna try adding a launch retard. Unfortunately, I do have to do some wiring for that, so. All right, it's wired in. I know this probably isn't the best way to set up a two-step. Once I get a hydro in here, because a lot of drag cars have hydro so you can kind of load up the suspension. I'll put this on the hydro. That's what Cletus does in Leroy. He's got a button on the hydro, so he releases the hydro and the button at the same time. I'll do that, but for now it's just button. It worked. It worked. Holy shit. Okay. Okay. Hell yeah. Cool. I'm gonna stop harassing my neighbors. Even though it was just fuel cutting, since it wasn't retarding timing, it wasn't opening the valves when it was combusting. It wasn't popping like that. I'll go to somewhere a little bit quieter, and then we can actually test that a bit more. So, first gear. I just blew the tires off. It felt like it wasn't moving, man. That's hilarious. You know, first time this thing has produced a noticeable smoke smell from tire. Oh yeah, boy. Woo! I thought it was gonna be way more awkward holding the button and then releasing it, but no. It's actually nice being able to control exactly when you stop the two-step. Because sometimes if you have it on the clutch pedal, you start engaging the clutch and that releases the switch, and then your two-step changes, and it's all wacky. So yeah, I just drove past where we just did that launch, and there's 11s on the road. Not like super dark ones, but they're there. Here's the data log. This is AFR from when we're on the two-step, so we're going. I'm only 42% on the throttle, and then I start engaging the clutch. AFRs are still in the 10s and the 11s. Number one, I'm a wimp when it comes to the two-step because I wasn't full throttle, so it didn't actually build any positive pressure, even though I'm sure it would because it built positive pressure without the popping. So I just got to be a little more aggressive with the throttle. But as we saw, like, there's no point because it doesn't have traction anyway with these tires. But I'm also seeing that in boost, our fuel pressure is dropping again, which is what happened when our fuel pump went out. But our fuel pump's not super loud, so I don't know why it's doing it. Over here, when we were ripping it in second, the red line is RPM, the yellow line is fuel pressure. So as we're going up in RPM and up in boost, fuel pressure's dropping. 32 PSI at red line. And while we were bouncing off the limiter here, it's not actually terribly lean, which is probably why our duty cycle isn't super high, but it was in the 12s. So is our fuel pump going bad again? I think I'm gonna go do some data logs on just some normal pulls. Because this was a very hectic data log, because it was like two-step, first gear, limiter, no traction, so no load, and then second gear, also kind of no load and no traction, and limiter, and all sorts of crazy shit. Yeah, it leans out. Looked at fuel pressure and it was good until it really hit full boost, and then I saw like 30 pounds. Yeah, that's sketchy. Let's get back, let's look at the data log and confirm before we make any other steps here. Well, unfortunately, the issue has been confirmed. Let me show you this. Red line is RPM, yellow line is fuel pressure. When we get past 5,500 RPM, full boost, 9 pounds of boost, fuel pressure just plummets all the way down to 23 pounds at red line. The darker blue line is AFR. So right when fuel pressure drops off, AFR goes all the way up to 13.5. Yikes. The ECU is trying to correct for the loss of fuel pressure by adding more duty cycle. It's at 84% duty cycle right there, but it just can't keep up. Now going to the second pull that we did, much better because the ECU had learned from the first pull, so it just was able to keep up, and fuel pressure didn't drop as much because I didn't rip it as much. I was only at 66% throttle, but it still is at 49 pounds of fuel pressure. So yet again, we're losing fuel pressure in boost. Something's wrong. Maybe it's the fuel pump, maybe the way we have it set up is just eating fuel pumps. Maybe it's something like the regulator. I don't know. I'm gonna get in contact with Dishworks and work something out. I just got off the phone with Dishworks, and kind of good news. So they think that we're just running out of pump, which makes sense because before we turned the boost up, it was fine. The pump isn't loud, so it's not acting like it's bad. Also, the fuel pressure doesn't drop right when boost kicks in. It's just in the higher RPM with boost. So it's seeming like we're running out of fuel pump. Officially making enough power where a 350 inline plus a 200 in tank is not enough. So DishWorks is going to send me their new 650 brushless fuel pump. This thing is going to be quieter. It's going to be almost 3 times the flow, less amperage. It's just going to be better in every single way. And that will totally, hopefully, totally fix our fuel issue. But ladies and gents, on that note, that is going to be it for this video. In the next one, we're hopefully gonna have the DishWorks pump, and then we can install that and get this thing ripping again and not have to worry about the fuel system for a long time. If you wanna watch that video, you can click up there, watch it right now. If you wanna buy some of the Gingium merch, you can also click up there. All the support from Patreon and from the merch goes straight back into the channel. And let me say that it helps so much. So huge thank you to everyone who supports me on those 2 things. If you liked the video, please give it a like. If you didn't, please give it a dislike. I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace out. Goodbye.